Have you ever stood inside an ancient tomb and felt you were not alone? In the quiet darkness of forgotten tombs, something still breathes. For over 5,000 years, humanity has laid its greatest kings to rest with unimaginable treasures. Not merely to honor them, but to prepare them for a journey beyond our world. Tombs of the stars, echoes of the ancients. Tonight we journey across continents and centuries to listen to what these sacred places still whisper. Because perhaps these were never just graves. Our story begins in the coastal deserts of northern Peru. In 1987, a hidden mound in Lambayeque reveals one of history's greatest treasures.
Look here. This could be it. Careful now. Brush gently.
The untouched burial of the Lord of Sipán, a powerful Moche king. Here, in 1987, a Peruvian archaeologist made a discovery that would stun the world. Walter Alva uncovered a tomb that had remained untouched for nearly 1,700 years. What they found inside was beyond imagination, one of the richest royal tombs ever discovered in the Americas. The Lord of Sipán, a powerful king of the ancient Moche civilization, lay exactly as he was buried. He was buried with hundreds of priceless artifacts, symbols of his power and divine status. The quality and quantity of gold astonished even the most experienced archaeologists. Intricate pottery, woven textiles, and feather ornaments that still looked almost new. And at the center of it all, a king wearing a mask of solid gold that radiated like the sun itself. But it was not just the gold that made this tomb legendary. Buried with mountains of gold, silver, and intricate art that still shines after 17 centuries. But among these wonders lie figures that continue to puzzle us. Beings that appear half human, half something not of this earth. Were they guardians, pilots, messengers meant to guide their king home? The king himself dressed as a shining one, ready to become divine once more. Wives, servants, and advisors chosen to walk beside him into eternity. They believed the afterlife was a real, physical journey among the stars. A belief shared by another people, half a world away. The Lord of Sipán was dressed to become something more than human in death. His body was covered in copper shielding, the metal the Moche associated with divine beings. Lying beside him were his wives, servants, and most trusted advisors. They were not killed as mere sacrifices. They were chosen to accompany their king on his final journey. Together they would travel to a real, physical afterlife among the stars. Scattered among the treasures were these mysterious figurines. Figures with oversized eyes and bodies that blend human and non-human traits. Many researchers still wonder, do these represent beings from another world? Were they guardians sent to help the king navigate the journey back to the stars?
This was not a simple grave. It was a carefully prepared departure chamber.
A complete royal court ready to ascend as one. Remarkably, this same idea appears on the other side of the planet.
In Indonesia, the Torajan people have maintained an extraordinary relationship with death. For thousands of years, they have placed their dead high on these cliffs. Their coffins are shaped like boats, vessels built for a cosmic voyage.
Lifted hundreds of meters into the sky, facing the stars. Wooden guardians watch over them, waiting for the day of return. Because the Torajans believe their souls are returning home to the stars.
They celebrate death with joy, music, and great feasts.
For them, death is not the end. It is the beginning of the greatest journey. A journey they have believed in for over 5,000 years. Two distant cultures sharing the same profound belief.
In the highlands of Sulawesi, Indonesia, death is met with celebration.
The Torajan people prepare elaborate feasts and rituals for the soul's long journey. Their coffins carved like cosmic vessels, designed to sail not oceans, but the heavens. Placed high so their souls can easily find their way back to the stars. Because they believe we all ultimately return to the cosmos, to our ancestral home.
Joyful tears, because this is not farewell but preparation for reunion. Yes, we honor their journey. Their spirit lives on, guiding us until we meet again.
For the Torajan people, death is a long, gradual process filled with love and ceremony.
They surround their loved ones with everything needed for the long journey ahead. Huge feasts and animal sacrifices mark the celebration of the soul's departure.
Music and laughter rise into the darkness, turning mourning into a festival of life.
The Tau statues stand guard, wooden doubles of the deceased watching over their remains. silent witnesses waiting patiently for the souls to complete their journey. Positioned so high that the dead feel closer to the stars than to the earth below. Their ancestors taught that the soul travels back to the stars from which all life once came. Some believe these boat designs remember real vessels that once descended from the heavens. This belief has remained unchanged for thousands of years. An entire sacred landscape transformed into a city of souls preparing for the stars. Halfway across the world, another culture raised monuments that also reached for the heavens. Today, ancient Egyptian obelisks stand proudly in the world's greatest cities. From Paris to London to New York, these stones continue to command respect and power. Why did nations risk so much to transport these enormous monuments across oceans? At their peak sits the sacred Benben stone, believed to be the vehicle of the gods. The very craft used by the creator god Atum to travel between Earth and the stars. Every surface tells the story of a king asking the gods to guide him home. These were never simple monuments. They were powerful symbols of ascension. And this longing to reach the stars would reach its greatest expression in Egypt's pyramids. Where the oldest sacred writings on earth still speak of journeys to the stars. Even today, the most powerful cities on earth are marked by ancient Egyptian stones. Why were these perfect monuments taken across the world as treasures of war? At their peak, the sacred Benben stone, believed to be the craft of creation itself. The vehicle used by gods to travel between Earth and the stars. These monuments were far more than symbols of power. They were instruments of ascension. Every inscription is a prayer from the king, asking the gods to guide him on his journey to the afterlife. They pointed directly to the heavens, acting as beacons between Earth and the divine realm. Usually placed in pairs at temple entrances, they marked sacred thresholds to the gods. At one time, over 100 of these towering stones stood across Egypt, reaching for the sky. Later, empires from Rome to France took these sacred stones as the ultimate trophies of conquest. Even today, they stand in the hearts of the world's most powerful cities. But the greatest expressions of this celestial belief were not the obelisks alone. Here, in one of the oldest burial grounds in Egypt, the pyramids themselves became gateways to the stars. These monumental structures were designed as launch platforms for the pharaoh's soul. Deep inside these pyramids lie the oldest religious writings known to humanity. The pyramid texts, spells written more than 4,400 years ago to help the king ascend. O soul of the pharaoh, rise from the tomb of stone. Ascend through the pyramid's passages to the celestial realm, joining the imperishable gods in the eternal sky. He must overcome dangers, open secret doors, and prove himself worthy among the divine. In the Pyramid of King Teti, these sacred texts are preserved in their purest and oldest form. Here, the pharaoh is told exactly how to become one with the imperishable stars. For the ancient Egyptians, the tomb was never a place of death. It was a birth chamber for eternity. In the shadow of the pyramids lie the oldest sacred writings known to humankind. Instructions for the king to ascend, to become a star among the imperishable ones. Navigating dangers to join Osiris in the constellation of Orion. The Book of the Dead provided spells to protect and guide the soul. The body preserved with utmost reverence, waiting for the soul's return. In the Valley of the Kings, the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb revealed the extraordinary care given to a pharaoh's journey. The sacred Book of the Dead provided essential spells to protect and guide the king's soul.
Spells to defeat nightmarish creatures, giant serpents, and guardians with knives for heads.
His body was mummified with absolute precision and covered in pure gold. Vital organs preserved separately so the king could be made whole again in the afterlife. Every layer of wrapping was a sacred ritual, preparing the body for its eventual reunion with the soul. The Egyptians believed the soul would one day return to this preserved body and rise again. Yet even older and more profound are the sacred writings found further north at Saqqara. Inside the Pyramid of Teti lie the pyramid texts, the oldest religious writings known to man. More than 4,400 years old, these spells were created to help the pharaoh ascend to the stars. The king is instructed how to become a star and join Osiris in the constellation of Orion. He must navigate dangers, open hidden doors, and prove himself worthy among the gods. For the ancient Egyptians, the pyramid was a machine designed to launch the soul into eternity. The body was preserved with such care because they believed it would one day be needed again. They saw the Milky Way as the great celestial womb where souls would return to be reborn as stars. Death was not an ending. It was the beginning of a divine journey home. This same belief in returning to the stars appears across distant civilizations. In China, one of the most legendary rulers ascended in a way that still echoes today.
The Yellow Emperor, father of Chinese civilization, did not die an ordinary death.
He rode upon a dragon, a creature of fire, smoke, and immense power. Ascending into the heavens, returning to the pole star at the center of the sky.
To this day, Chinese people proudly call themselves descendants of the dragon.
The dragon was never fantasy. It was living memory of something extraordinary.
From Peru to Indonesia, Egypt to China, one powerful belief connects them all. These were not simple graves. They were gateways prepared for a return to the stars.
Far across the world in ancient China, another extraordinary story of ascension was born. The legendary Yellow Emperor, revered as the father of Chinese civilization.
He did not die like ordinary men. He climbed onto the back of a dragon. A creature of fire and smoke, a vessel from the stars. Ascending into the heavens, returning to the center of the celestial realm.
Even today, the Chinese people call themselves descendants of the dragon.
From the deserts of Peru to the cliffs of Indonesia, from the pyramids of Egypt to the mountains of China.
The greatest kings were not simply buried.
They were dressed in gold, surrounded by loved ones, and carefully prepared.
For a journey home among the stars.
Were these sacred places only graves?
Or were they something far greater? Doorways built with help from the stars.
The dead are not gone. They are simply on their way home. And perhaps one day we will follow. Thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to our channel God, Angels, and Mankind, and press the bell button for more.